podcast. Come take this walk with me.
Welcome back to the 3PLLs podcast with your host, the Brother Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. If that is you, you are at the right place. You are in the right place at the right time because I'm coming to you live from where? A therapy office, a therapy room. For those who've never gone, you can at least say, I went to therapy on this podcast. I at least hung out in the office. Because some of y'all ain't never stepped foot in the office and you wouldn't dare. Why? Because I got Jesus. I don't need a therapist. And last time I checked, you can have Jesus and any other higher power you choose and a therapist. You can have as many as you want. There are no rules besides the ones that we create. And because of that, I decided to do this special episode where I hear, you all told me, I need more. We need more information about this mental health thing. Thanks for sharing it. Thanks for your authenticity. Thanks for being transparent. Thanks for just being cool about it. Like talking about therapy in this way, because for many of you, I'm learning in real time that the things that we talk about on this show is helpful, is beneficial, is fun, is funny. I have a way of making things easy to digest, hilarious, and it's just bringing my personality out in this space and talking about things that's relevant to all of us because this impacts everybody. So this is kind of part two. I started off the month, mental health awareness month, kind of sharing my story, my experiences, what therapy is, what it isn't, the whole nine. And now a lot of people were asking questions like, yo, Jay, what does this mean? What does that mean? How do I know if I got a good therapist? How do I know, how much it costs and insurance? And what about my mama needing therapy? Like, great questions. I feel like this can be a whole podcast about mental health and wellness because of the response. So thank you all for responding. Thank you all for the questions. Thank you for the follow-up. I'm privileged. This is an honor and privilege to serve as an advocate for this profession in so many different ways, directly and indirectly. So let's dive in because I ain't got a lot of time and there are a lot of questions. So for those who are new, for those who just joined in, for those who somebody sent you this, they're telling you, hey, you probably could benefit from therapy. So I would challenge you to listen to this episode in its entirety because I don't know what's going to happen. The question's not in any particular order. I'm just taking what I got and I'm running with it because that's what we do. So welcome. This is not our normal podcast energy vibe, but this was necessary and needed for the day. Big shout out to Gator Nation. What up, Gators? All my Gators out there. If you're not a student at Gator University, now is the time. Gator U, we have open enrollment. Freshman class 2026 is ready. Hop in. You can dive into the links below. Get in where you fit in. Big shout out to everybody who contributed to the questions. Too many people to name, but I do have to give a special shout out to those who responded quickly first, like they came out the box. So big shout out to Roberta, Maria, Christian, Dr. Alyssa Niles Thorne. Thank y'all for being the first ones to kind of jump in and give questions. Like so many questions, I could do the show alone on their questions, but I got a lot of different questions from a lot of different people. But I wanted to highlight the people who kind of saw the post and like, yo, I want to help. I want to serve. So big shout out to you all. Thanks for being listeners. Thanks for being advocates for this profession. So let's dive in. I'm not going to overtalk it. Let's just get to it. So Q&A, get your notebook, grab a friend, grab somebody, get your mama and them. Hey, mama and them, come in here. We finna listen to this man talk about this therapy thing. Because he already blasphemous talking about you can have more than Jesus for your therapist, okay? And I know how unique I am, a black male therapist who has a therapist. Big shout out to my therapist, Dr. Ho. What up, Ho? Hope you're good. Can't wait to see you in the fall because it's going to happen. So let's dive right in. These questions. Number one, what does good therapy look like? Ooh, great question. To me, there's three types of therapists. There's three types of experiences in therapy, in my humble opinion, okay? Understand everything I'm sharing is factual and my humble opinion, you get to decipher what's true and what's not. So how do I know what does good therapy look like? Three things. A good therapist, right? There's three types of therapists. You got horrible therapists. We ain't got to talk about them because everybody talking about them. You got good therapists, those who just do enough. They're good at what they do. They ain't doing nothing extra. You good, okay? And then you got great therapists who go above and beyond for themselves. These are the folks that do the work on themselves to help you help yourself. That's great. Same thing when it comes to the experience in therapy. Some people in therapy have a horrible experience, usually the first one, For some people, it could be a horrible experience. They never go back. Some people had a good experience, like, yeah, it's cool, it's good, it's fine. Like, I'm gonna keep doing it. It's good. Now, others have a great experience. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't know what I didn't know. And the great ones can get you there really quick because it don't take all day to do nothing, in my humble opinion. So, what does a good therapist look like? It's subjective. It's subjective. Everybody has their own opinion, their own perspective, what works for them, what doesn't. The reality is, your therapist don't know. And we ain't telling them 9 times out of 10 because we ain't saying nothing. If anything, we think we just supposed to listen. That ain't what this is. You supposed to be doing more talking than the therapist. If your therapist talking more than you, check them. Hey, hold on now. I'm paying you to talk. I'm paying you for me to talk. I don't even get to talk nowhere. You ain't finna overtalk me. All right. So if your therapist talking too much, that's an indicator. Hey, we need to have a conversation. One of the biggest things in therapy, and I feel like I'm rushing because I'm so excited and there's so much I want to give you, and it's just not a lot of time. So I'm going to spend a little more time integrating these things within each episode. This is happening in real time because it's just so much. And I can't answer everything, but I want to give as much info as I can. Next question. What if I don't like my therapist? Easy. Fire them. Get rid of them. Tell them it's been great, but I'm good. Now, bigger question is, what is the reason that you don't like your therapist? Ooh, is it you don't like your therapist because they keep holding you accountable? They won't allow you to get away with the BS. They won't allow you to just go off on tangents talking about stuff that do not matter. Why is it that you don't like your therapist or having a hard time with your therapist? You want to challenge that. You want to question that. It could be a personality difference. I don't really like the way they vibe. I don't really like the way they do this or that, or, they be slobbing at the mouth every now and then. I don't really like that. My therapist dressed like a bum, whatever. Okay. You get to decide as a client at any point in time. You're not getting what you're paying for. Stop paying for it. I mean, you can't steal therapy. You can't steal it, but you can always go somewhere else. The issue that we have as human beings is when we have a bad experience related to something that we feel stigma, stereotype, beliefs around, then that one bad experience represents every experience related to that one thing. Here's an example: Black people. In addition, McDonald's. There's some folks that have a hard time with Black people just being Black. Whatever it is they're doing, you ain't supposed to be doing that. You ain't supposed to do that over here. Why? Because something happened to them some type of way around somebody. Same thing with McDonald's. Shake machine broke. We may or may not stop going, but we don't stop eating McDonald's because shake machine broke. But with therapy, if I have one bad experience or hear somebody who had a bad experience, I ain't going back, I ain't doing it. I'm out. It's not fair to us or to you because the magic happens in the sauce of being in therapy. But I can't be there if I choose to leave. How do I find the right therapist? Number one, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. How do I find the right partner, the right spouse, the right wife, the right husband? You already off the wrong. You already on the wrong path, in my opinion, because what's right and what's wrong is subjective. So to me, it's not about finding what's right. It's finding what's best. And what's best is what's best for me. Only I know that. But if I don't know that, I'm not going to get that. So therefore, I'm still out here chasing Mr. Right, Miss Right, Dr. Right. Hush and sit down. It's what's best. Right? Keeps you in this black and white mindset. Another story for another day. We ain't got time. Moving on. How do I know if therapy actually working? Great question. I see y'all out here in these question streets, these therapy streets. How do I know if it's working? If you'll know when you know. So to ask the question, how do I know if it's not working? Then now it's time to do some self-reflection on you to determine where were you when you first started and where are you now. You can assess yourself way better than a therapist can. A therapist gives you an objective perspective based off of what you offer and from what they see. So if you start asking yourself all three versions, all three parallels, who you were, who you are becoming, and then you ask your therapist, that gives you 4 different perspectives about where you are, where you were, and where you about to go. So to me, that's how you know if it's working. You got to start assessing yourself. What are you doing differently since you started therapy? What have you stopped doing? What did you start doing? What did you change? To me, therapy working, in my opinion, is any time you are shifting based on your perspective. That's the core. That's the core. I ain't seen nothing else. In my humble opinion, I have not seen anything else The easiest, low hanging fruit, the smallest, shortest, quickest way to understand if I'm growing or if I'm changing is if your perspective is changing, meaning your therapist is skilled, trained to help you help yourself by showing you things that you can't typically see. Here's an example. Many of us, sure you got this in your kitchen cabinet somewhere. It's a junk drawer, right? So I'm finna give you perspective. That junk drawer, you already know what's in there. Ketchup packets, iPhone boxes and cases from years ago, menus, all that, right? So we know that and we can laugh about it and we can tangibly go to our junk drawer now and get rid of one thing, but we don't and we haven't. Why not? Because of our beliefs. Reality is that junk drawer has followed you from birth to wherever you are right now in life. And if that's the tangible junk drawer that you can walk and take something out of that doesn't work at all, that will never serve you because it's broken, then that is external. What about what's internal that's inside of us that we still holding on to? Ooh, how's that for perspective? Because if you have a hard time getting rid of plastic bags, you best believe you're gonna have a hard time forgiving. Oh, you're gonna have a hard time grieving. You're gonna have a hard time apologizing because it's hard to do something that never been done to you. So if you struggle with apologizing to people, if you struggle with repairing, rebuilding, if you struggle with speaking up and speaking out, that is your stuff from the past that you never resolved, you never learned how to do. This is how you know that therapy is working. It's perspective, and I just offered you one for free. Next question. What do I do if I feel like I'm not making progress? Fire your therapist. Okay. I don't know why we out here paying for stuff, paying for services, and we ain't getting quality service. Leave them. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Have a conversation. Now, don't get me wrong. Have a conversation first. For anybody struggling in therapy, struggling with your therapist, have a conversation. Hey, Dr. Branch, I got to be honest with you. I have a hard time with you showing up late every session. Dr. Branch, I got a problem with you wearing whatever you wear every session. Dr. Brand, whatever it is, you talk to your therapist about whatever you got a problem with, and you two can have a conversation, three, four, whoever, have a conversation about what works and what doesn't work. If you feel like you're not making progress, you might need a new therapist. That's it, y'all. Like we make this stuff harder than it is. What if I go to a shoe store, I buy some shoes, and I don't like them, they don't fit right? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna keep wearing them? Some of us do. Ooh, that's the word. And if you still do, that means you need a therapist. So if you still wearing these tight shoes, toes hurting, bunions cracking, get out the old shoes, baby. It's time to get you some new shoes. Papa got a brand new bag, okay? Get you some new shoes. Get you a new therapist. I mean that. Part of the reason that we struggle with therapy is because typically, whenever we actually try therapy and we find a good therapist or decent therapist or even horrible one, we stick with them no matter what. Because the belief is loyalty, number one. The other is I work so hard to get this one, I can't let this go, even if it sucks. Sounds familiar? Relationships, same deal, boo boo. Same deal. Some of us put ourselves in uncomfortable, unfortunate situations intentionally because of scarcity. Going back to that junk drawer, going back to what's in your basement, going back to this experience. Scarcity, the belief that there's not enough out there, there's not enough for me. It's a belief. You're entitled to it. Hope you're seeing it. Okay. So this is an appetizer. I'm just gonna need a whole series on this because we got a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of questions that's still coming in. Whew, my God, my God. We working. So, oh, I'm finna go live. This is happening in real time. This is when you know you spicy. Spicy J has entered the chat, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, Spicy J is in the building because I'm just finna go on live, finna go live. I ain't got nothing set up or nothing. I'm just finna go with it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in real time on the podcast. Let go, baby. So, making progress is subjective. I don't even know how to go live. This is too good. I'm having a good time. I don't know about y'all, but I might get fired from this one. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed. So I apologize for my spiciness, but we're going live. Here we go. We going live. In five, four, three, two, one. As I was saying, y'all gotta excuse the spiciness. I'm super spicy right now. But if you've been watching this podcast, you already know what I'm about. You already know who I am. So therefore, I be getting spicy. And today, I'm a little spicy. But we're gonna do this thing anyway, okay? Because that's what we do. So when I feel like I'm not making progress, this is an opportunity for you to check yourself, check your therapist. Any issue that you have related to therapy that you are intimidated by, kind of scared, like I don't really know, or can I ask, can I do? You are paying for a service. If I'm paying for a service, I need to speak up and speak out to make sure I'm getting what I need. Don't be in therapy just to say you in therapy. Some people treat therapy like Dubai. We in Dubai, y'all. Why is it so exciting to be in Dubai? Just to say you're in Dubai. Some people in therapy, just to say they're in therapy. You ain't working on nothing. You kikiing, have a good time with your therapist. Y'all ain't working on nothing. You ain't sweating or nothing. You having a good time. You paying for a friend. Okay. So another question. Next question. Do I need therapy or am I just stressed? Great question. Do I need therapy or am I just stressed? Both. Both. You are stressed, and yes, you could benefit from therapy. I don't think anybody needs therapy, in my humble opinion, because how can I need something that is not a part of my lifestyle? So if I don't eat fruits and vegetables, I don't need them, okay? Because they're not a part of my lifestyle. But once they become a part of my lifestyle, I need them in order to live. I need it. So this is something I have to have. Although your body can benefits from fruits and vegetables, there are some people who don't eat fruits and vegetables at all. They ain't dead yet, but they live and dying a slow death. Am I humble? All right. So, do I need therapy or am I stressed? It's a little bit of both. Do you need therapy? Everybody can benefit from therapy. It's not something that you need, but it is a benefit. It's a benefit of your emotional, spiritual, physical. It's part of your health, part of your wellness. So yes, you can benefit from it. So why do I feel worse after therapy sometimes? Great questions. Because you're doing a lot of work. You're doing a lot of uplifting. Doing a lot of unpacking. You're doing a lot of things that you've never done before. And anytime you are doing something different, uncomfortable, and new, you stretch. You get uncomfortable. It's like you become a salamander, right? So you out here salamandering, and a salamander soft, squishy, penetrable, vulnerable, everything sticks. And what a salamander is like a turtle leaving the shell. You out here naked and afraid, and ain't talking about a TV show. That feeling of nudity is what happens in therapy, meaning you're being stripped away from all the things you thought were important. Whew. I'm telling y'all, we need a whole series, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Next question. Can AI replace therapy? In my humble opinion, absolutely not. Is AI great when it comes to therapeutic modalities and perspectives and identity? Absolutely. AI is a phenomenal tool, but it will never replace a human, in my opinion. Number one, AI doesn't have emotion. And I don't know any humans who ain't got emotion. So therefore, AI just cannot do certain things when it comes to feeling, empathize and all that other stuff. But AI ain't finna cry. AI ain't finna do a lot of things that we wanted to do as of now. Later on, that may be a different story, but as of now, not that much. So I don't fear AI because what I do love, even with technology and innovation moving the way it is and how it is, the humanness and human connection will never go away. Like that is here for life. I don't care how many robots in here. We love, we value, we cherish human connection. So that means we can't replace it. It's a good substitute. It's a great in the meantime, between time. But that real life, real people therapy to me will always be number one. How do I heal from trauma, toxic relationship, or narcissistic abuse? Healing comes from awareness. For many of us, we are in the dark when it comes to the things that's happening to us. And in order for us to learn more about us and what's going on, is called self awareness. So, the more self aware you are, the more aware you are, the more you can recognize or see what's happening to you, for you, through you, whatever the case may be. So awareness gives you an opportunity to begin dealing with people, places, and things. And once I begin dealing, I can begin healing. So can you begin healing from toxic relationships and trauma and things from the past? yes, you can heal from those things, but it requires a lot of work. And a lot of that work is, like I mentioned before, three parallels with your house, the attic, the living room, the basement. So if I'm in the attic, the living room, and the basement, and I'm doing the work, that means I'm finding place and space for me to heal, for me to deal, for me to be aware, for me to begin to unpack the things that don't serve me anymore. Next question. How much would it cost? Great question. It's subjective. There are therapists out here that do pro bono work. Yes, indeed. I was one of those therapists many moons ago. I ain't doing nothing for free anymore besides this podcast, but it's costed me. You get it for free, but it's costing you, boy. Speaking of, there's a Three Parallels Cash App. Hop in. Three Parallels Podcast. Hop in the Cash App. If this episode has done anything for you, go ahead and donate to the cause. So the cost is subjective. So I'll start low hanging fruit. The lowest is your insurance or EAP. Typically, if you have a job or you working at a job, they offer therapy services. So it could be through EAP, which is employee assistance programs. It could be through your insurance. It could be through community agency. Just depends. It could be private practice. So there's a lot of different modalities of where you can get therapy from, how you can receive it, and the cost. Again, it can go from no cost, very low cost, could be a copay. It depends on where you locate it, depends on the therapist's skills and expertise. So it could vary. And I would say it varies from $0 to 200, 250. Just to be honest, it's a huge scale. So to go between 0 to 250 depends on your research, depends on where you are, what you know. To me, I would challenge you to get as much information as you can to see what's the most reasonable economically. Now, you can decide I'm trying to go the cheap route. I ain't finna pay nothing. You get what you pay for or don't. Yeah, okay. Now, there are some students out here who are phenomenal at therapy. There are some students that are practicing, in their field placement. There are people, recent graduates, who are working on licensure. These are phenomenal trainees. They're better than what you got, in my humble. Because that means if you ain't got nothing, I'd rather get a trainee than nothing, in my humble opinion. So there's nothing wrong with getting someone who's still working on their craft. If you want to get a veteran, if you want to get somebody who's been in the game for a while, you get to decide that. But the longer that person's been in, the more credentials they have, the more you're going to pay. Insurance is one of the greatest ways to get therapy because you pay a copay. If you got great insurance, you can get a great therapist. You got horrible insurance, you may get a horrible therapist. So understand that the cost is subjective, but start at home, meaning EAP, insurance, these online platforms, virtual therapy, all those are pretty reasonably priced. Also, think about therapy as an investment. Whatever you pay, you can begin to get back in therapy. So, example, there may be therapists out here that charge $200, and for some, like that's a lot of money. For others, drop in a bucket. So it depends on your financial situation as well. So find what works best for you. If you can't afford it at the time, ask them, hey, are you willing to negotiate? Can you do a reduced rate? This is my first time. Jesus told me to come talk to you. Whatever it is, have conversation with your therapist. We're human too, y'all. We just got all these degrees. We still human, and we got problems too. I'm telling y'all, we got problems. We human. Just because a therapist don't mean I'm AI. All right, not a robot. Couple more, and we gotta get out of here. Okay. What are some things that I should talk about in therapy? Whatever you want to talk about in therapy. Like, there's no rules. What do I talk about? Anything you want, anything under the sun, we can talk about as a therapist. And if you're working with a therapist that can't or don't want to talk about certain things that you want to talk about, you let them know about themselves. You might need to go back to therapy school. Because how you a therapist and you scared to talk about sex? How you a therapist and you scared to talk about racism? How you a therapist and you scared to talk about my lived experience? You might not be the best therapist for me. Yes, I said it. Yes, I did. So I would challenge you to find who is right for you. So what type of therapist should I look for? Whoever is a good fit, whoever is the best fit for you. Say, for instance, somebody does EMDR, couples, Gestalt, whatever the theoretical orientation. Most of the time, we don't even know what that stuff means. As a client, this client perspective, I don't know what EMDR means. So therefore, find what you can digest and research. What is EMDR? What is CBT? What do these acronyms mean? Because what you think they mean is probably not what they actually are. And even when you find out what they are, it's probably not what you think it is, unless you went to school for it. So to me, um, look for who's a good fit. Next, how do I know if my therapist is licensed? Typically, they're gonna have some credentials. They're gonna have some letters at some little alphabet soup after their name. If they have some letters, check what those letters are. Google them. Also, ChatGPT or Claude, whatever you use. Go in and find out as much information as you can about this therapist. Again, we are human beings as therapists, so we got our own problems too. So some of these problems you'll see online. Some of our problems out there you'll see online. I tried to do too much with this episode, so this may be a bonus episode. I don't know, but I just wanted to give y'all what I got because I can. This started something because there's too many questions, and I'm trying to fit it all in an episode, and it just don't work. And I just feel like I'm not doing my due diligence. So I want to be a great clinician, a phenomenal clinician by giving you what's best. This going out anyway because I don't believe in wasting time. So you're gonna get this love. And there's that. Last question. Why? Ooh, two questions. Why is therapy so expensive? And why is a good therapist hard to find? Whew. Whew. We're gonna push pause. We're gonna push pause on that. I'm gonna save these two for the next episode that we talk about this mental health piece because it's too much, and I'm gonna dedicate an hour. So please, if you got the hint of this is a little appetizer. If you got any of this, hit me up with your questions about mental health, wellness, therapy, any question under the sun. I want to answer it. I have an answer for it. So let's use this place, this space, this platform to share about mental health and wellness. I appreciate you for joining me. I appreciate you for listening in. This is just the beginning. Send me what you got. Like, subscribe, share, add in the comments. Share this information with other people. Instead of you going to your people over and over again, telling them, hey, you need a therapist, you need to go talk to somebody, send them a few of these episodes. Let me do the talking for you. That is it. That is all. This has been another episode of Three Parallels Podcast with your host, the Brother Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. If that is you, you're in the right place at the right time. If you need a therapist, I am accepting new clients. Yes, it's very rare, but I am. So if you're in Alabama, no, I'm sorry. If you're in Georgia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, you need a therapist, you want to try therapy, I am a great fit if I am. If you have already done therapy, you're doing therapy, and you're ready for the next level of a coach, I'm an executive performance coach. You can reach out to me at any time if you want to get into this coaching lane where we're on the surface digging into goals, dreams, desires. Until next time, family, much love to you all. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's keep the conversation going because I can't believe we actually talking about it publicly. So therefore, you can have Jesus and a therapist. Until then, peace.